That's just something Lonnie will have to put up with, Pete. Hey, Lonnie.
What's
Great
up, fellas?
to see you, man.
You too.
Folks, that is Lonnie Paxton. We are lucky to have Lonnie on the show today, and Lonnie is a friend. He and I have done a bunch of shows together around the country, not so much around the world yet, but I got to get to some of the cool places that Lonnie gets to go. But we're going to let you guys in on a little thing that Pete and Lonnie have a lot in common, because Lonnie was a long snapper in the NFL. I'll let Pete cover the part about college and so forth, but the guy's got 3 Super Bowl rings, folks.
Damn.
And he was at the Brady roast the other night. That's our friend, Lonnie Paxton. And he played at the same stadium, I think. Pete, is that the same stadium you played in, the Hornet Stadium?
Yep. Hornet Stadium. Lonnie was one of the. I'll tell you what, he wasn't just a long snapper either. The son of a gun was like literally. He got every accolade you could get as a freshman, all the way through his senior year as an offensive lineman and long snapper for Sac State, which is killer. I'll tell you what, a lot of people talk negatively about Sacramento, man, but Lonnie, I loved it. My stay there was great. The partying was great. It was all a good time, and it didn't hurt that we won the World Bowl, and that's nothing compared to the 3 Super Bowls you got. But it was great for me because it was at the very end of my career and all, and so it was a lot of fun. But Lonnie played with the Patriots. He played with the Broncos. By the way, I'm not going to bring up that the Timberwolves just smoked Denver for the second time. I'm not going to get into that, but you played with the Broncos as well. But you got to tell us a lot about a lot of different things. But the thing I'd like to focus on for me anyway is the Thrive. I just find this whole thing really incredibly interesting. We were talking about it, but tell us about it. Tell us all about it. Everything. What got you there, and where are you right now, and when are we going to be able to see it? All of that.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate you guys bringing me on. Sacramento was really the root of everything. Coming from Southern California, there's a lot of random things going on around you that kind of steer you away from sports. And, I was able to find the most passionate people I ever found in Sacramento about sports. So that gave me my foundation to then go to the NFL and have a great career and really just get involved in a lot of things, where it be charitable or, branding or outside, like alternative assets and opportunities around startups. And, I took a role at GoPro right after football, and that gave me a little taste on filmmaking, production, storytelling, marketing. Really built a global roster, so to speak, of athletes and brands and players I worked with. And, during COVID, they cut about 500 of us the same day. So we were all kind of scrambling, looking for what's next. And a guy came to me from Australia who was also doing the same. He was our head of sales, and he was a season ticket holder at this team in Australia called St. Kilda Saints, and they're an Aussie rules football team. And one of their most famous players lost his career due to head injury. And he said, hey, he's a creative. I think you should talk to him. He's got this story he wants to tell. He doesn't know where to take it. So he brought it to me. And we all know the bad concussion stories. I mean, you've seen it firsthand. I've seen it firsthand. I've lost about a half dozen of my friends over the last couple of years to whether it be addiction, suicide, or anywhere in between. And I played with Junior, and it's a soft spot in my heart for guys and families that go through that, especially military members. And so when I heard his story, it was really positive. It was like how your brain can recover and you can have hope at the end of the tunnel. And it's not shoot yourself in the chest and donate it to science. It's not go into this spiral of addiction and losing all your money, but you can come out of this thing almost better than you got into it. And so that sent us down a path to find a team of a director, Bill McCullough, who's got 11 Emmy Awards, a fantastic production company called The Workshop out of Philadelphia that does all these productions, and then kind of built the team around it of people telling that story, and also athletes who need their story told in this herd. And so we've been on this journey for the last couple of years. Just got back from a trip in Canada and Australia and Malibu, talking to doctors and athletes. And, we're really excited about it because we really want to shift the narrative that, your brain can't be fixed. You walk with a limp, your knee hurts. You got a sling on, your shoulder hurts. You got a head injury, you can't see it. People just think you're crazy or you're fighting inside. And we want to change that narrative, give people some hope.
Wow, God, you're doing God's work with that, Lonnie. Yeah. So thank you. And I can't wait to see the film.
Yeah.
I really can't. I think that's going to be phenomenal.
It is.
And Pete, people love hearing Lonnie talk at these various. There's an event I'll be speaking at here in Chicago in 2 days, Lonnie. And you've been at some of those, many of those, with the Players Impact. So if you wouldn't mind just a little bit, maybe tell us a bit about the Players Impact TPI, because you know you're more or less one of the biggest proponents and in demand speakers for that particular group.
Well, I enjoy it, you know, and I appreciate all your help, you know, at these events as well, because people love hearing from you and your perspective on things. And, you know, I'm not a financial genius by any means. And so I look to you guys for tips and kind of tricks of the trade. But, you know, my perspective and my story is a little different. You know, I've had some of my investments go the opposite way, and it was all led through passion. You know, I believed you because you believed in your product or your idea, and I lead with my heart more with my brain sometimes. And so, you know, I need some guardrails. And when I was able to meet Tracy DeForge at a couple events, and she talked about the Players Impact, which she's been building for almost 10 years now, and how, you know, this helps athletes kind of stay on the rails, and it gives these alternative asset deals scorecards. You have these really cool networking events where you can meet everybody and listen to other athletes going through the same things who have the same questions, but also be in the same room with business leaders, high net worth individuals, family offices, see new deals, talk about your deals. And, you know, it's really a community of like-minded individuals looking for that male, female, global athletes. And what I really love about it is that, you know, some of these investments, thank God, I was able to bounce back from, but there's some people out there who might put 100 grand down or 200 grand down. And if that doesn't work, that's game changing for them. They might go into bankruptcy and fail really big. But what the Players Impact does is really democratize the opportunity. So everyone comes in under an SPV, they get to play together. I can invest alongside a women's Olympic athlete, and they can invest alongside a family office, you know, billionaire, and still play at the same level, at the same you know, asset class, and learn along the way. And not, you know, if there's a miss, we did it together, but we did it in small chunks. And if there's a win, you know, we go back to the drawing board. What do we do right? And let's repeat that and scale it. So I think it's a great opportunity for me to give back to athletes and, you know, help them learn what, you know, some of the failures I've had along the way, and be a voice for them as they transition, you know, into the next stage of their lives.
I'll tell you what, I'm amazingly impressed. I really am. I mean, it's outstanding, and it's opportunity, as you mentioned. I know we're going to go, but real quick, I got to ask you, how did you get to be able to marry a Patriots cheerleader? I mean, honestly, what? Yeah.
Well, you know,
we could never date those cheerleaders. We
couldn't date them either. That's a whole other story. But you know, I was a lineman by trade, and I played offensive line. I was on the field for 60, 70 plays. I get to the league, they got me long snapping for 10 or 12 plays a game, and they put me over by the cheerleaders every single game. So what am I supposed to do? And then we just developed this bond, and you know, it worked out. We got 4 beautiful kids, and you know, it's crazy how life works. And she's from Boston, so now, you know, not only am I a champion there, but I married into Boston, so, you know, it'll be a part of me forever.
That's awesome.
That is. And folks, I'm just going to say, on top of him being a fabulous guy and doing all this great work, when you pool these professional athletes and they can participate in the same things that Tom Brady and Mahomes can participate in, but they might not have the 20 million that those guys can throw at a vitamin water or whatever it might be. Lonnie and all the folks at the Players Impact can come in with whatever size chunks. You know, maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 100,000. But that SPV he spoke of is special purpose vehicle, and he comes in with those guys, and they all own whatever percentage piece when they do that, and it really does democratize it. So I'd encourage all of you to check out TPI, and of course Lonnie's movie Thrive. When that thing hits, we'll be talking about it for sure. But Lonnie Paxton, thank you very much for coming on with us today.
Really
Thank you, guys. We'll do this again.
Well, fabulous interview with Lonnie there, Pete. And it's so cool that you two played in the same city, he was, of course, the Sacramento. What are they, Pete?
I think
not
they're the Hornets. Yeah.
Are they the Hornets? All right.
So. Yeah.
He played for the Hornets. You played for the World League Sacramento Surge.
The Surge.
And I think every week somebody sends Pete a card to sign one of those Sacramento Surge playing cards.
I got a bunch of them right in this drawer here, John. I sign them and send them, and every once in a while, somebody will just send it to me and say, "Hey, I just wanted you to have this in case you didn't." And I'm like, "All right, it's all good."
Well, again, thank you, Lonnie Paxton. Make sure you check out TPI, folks, the Players Impact, as well as Thrive, and we'll post up a link to Lonnie in case any of you want to follow him on social media and so forth. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.